Hello, Ricky, new video. Today we're gonna take a look at Celebi in the Open Great League here, and I gained 200 points with this in around, I think, like 5 sets. I played this during the time where I still got 10 sets per day, and I played it for a longer time than I really should do, but like, it was so much fun. Honestly, it was so much fun. I think I would have been able to even climb more if I wanted to. I just then swapped teams, which you will not see anymore on my channel because I didn't record it anymore. It was like a lame meta team that I used then. And now, as you might have seen most likely in the video yesterday, which I still haven't recorded because Ultra League isn't out yet, but in most likely the Ultra League video, which you're gonna saw, my elo is way lower now because I just forfeit all my matches for some days as I had to defend my bachelor thesis, so like I needed some free time. All the videos you saw recently on my channel were pre-produced from the weekend before, which is funny because coincidentally like some random spice videos kinda had similar themes than other creators' videos, which people then thought I copied them, but no, I didn't. As we see in Altaria here, we see a Swampert coming in, and the cool thing about Swampert is it A, doesn't like a Focus Blast, and B, also wouldn't like really the Celebi, but it is fine as the opponent still actually KOs me. That's kind of crazy. We have to survive one Sky Attack here, so I'm gonna let the first move go through. The Sky Attack is easily survived by the Celebi. We can still get to one Seed Bomb. This is going to be a good game. Celebi has access to a Magical Leaf, which is basically a little bit better Air Slash variant, I think. It does like 1 more damage. Air Slash usually does 9 damage. Here it does 10 damage, basically. Not the best move, to be honest. It has also Confusion, which is most likely the better move in most scenarios, but I just want to use the Magical Leaf version because usually I have a lot of success with Celebi for whatever reason. Don't ask me why. Celebi always had some success with me. I actually don't know why. Like, it's such a spacey Pokemon that you don't really expect, and it's a very cool Pokemon, but there is one big issue with this team, and you see it already. Obstagoon with this team is tough, I would say. Like, it's very tough, especially when they get the boost and now they go into a Denny. There's not a lot that you can do against Obstagoon. I don't know really how to beat Obstagoon with this team. You have 3 Pokemon that are totally weak against it, so have fun with this. Same with Graftier, of course, as well, but I guess, like, I had some, I don't know, I think I won a lot of them though still. So we see here Samurott going for their Mega Horn. At least I can farm this thing down now. Hopefully they can still get to a move. Is it a Mega Horn? Do we still survive it? We have to see. It's a Hydro Cannon. We don't survive it still. But this gives us some farm with the Registeel, but they still swap out immediately. That's kind of annoying. As now this game should be kind of over for us. Like, how are we supposed to KO this thing anymore? They can farm us down. But we can go for the return here, and this return going to connect, and it actually one-shots this Obstagoon, and also we can farm down the Samurott. So good game there to my opponent. As we face the next opponent with a Medicham lead. Very fine for me. Medicham is actually pretty decent in every scenario for me. As we see a Diggersby coming out, that's kind of awkward. Still kind of a hard wall team here against us, as we can go ahead and go for some foul plays. I'm going to shield up the first move here, as I'm going to get the shield back anyway over time. Foul play is going to add up against the Diggersby, and we can go ahead, go for one more foul play here, doing some pretty nice damage. I think I'm actually going to double shield. I'm actually going to double shield because I think I get my shields back anyway, so I can just go ahead, go for one foul play now, and I can go for, I get the shield here, I can go for another foul play, and I should be able to then farm this thing down with my Celebi. As I get boss shields, they can go for one Earthquake here, but at least I get the farm down, which is going to be nice against the Medicham as well, which they're going to swap into now, which is very good for me. As we are basically a Medicham wall unless they have Ice Punch, and of course they have Ice Punch now. We can go ahead, go for one Psychic here, which should get him very low, and I think I can farm this thing down now with my Registeel, which is amazing because now everything that wants to come in gets basically nuked by either the Zap Cannon or the Focus Blast. We have so much energy here. We're going to see the opponent going into, was like the Pokemon we just had. Never mind, it's going to be a Walrein. I think they're swapped out just in time though into the Diggersby. Very nice swap there, but I have so much energy. I'm still going to be able to hit even the Zap Cannon here, which will connect and will also get this Pokemon very low, but I can swap into my Celebi. One Magical Leaf is enough to KO it, and it's going to be a good game. Next up, we're going to see Nidoqueen lead. Very difficult for my backline a little bit as well, like for the Celebi, because you don't run Confusion. With Confusion, it would be a very good lead, but actually the matchup between Nidoqueen and Registeel is surprisingly good for Registeel. For whatever reason, in this case, you see here, like he already is in the yellow health after one Focus Blast, I can go for another Focus Blast, and I'm just fine here, just getting the shield from the opponent, getting more energy on my part. They can go ahead and maybe even go for one Poison Fang here. I'm gonna let this move go through. They actually go for the Earth Power, which is fine for me. I can go ahead, go for the Farm Down with my Sableye here, most likely, shielding the first move, and they bait me again, so I have to throw my charge move now, sadly. Otherwise, they would get to another Earth Power, and we will see that this one definitely KOs the Nidoqueen. We see the opponent coming into a Wigglytuff, and if they don't swap out here, okay, they're swapping to a Medicham. Yeah, this game is over at this point. There was not a lot that I can do here anymore, especially if they have Power Punch on their Medicham. So this game really goes down the drain right now. We see the Seed Bomb doing some nice damage, but yeah. Wigglytuff against this team is basically impossible to beat. So I mean, not against this team, but in this scenario, like the team itself was pretty decent against Wigglytuff, as you have a Registeel, of course. We see a Registeel against us in the lead, very nice for us. We can go for one nice Focus Blast here, getting the first shield. I just want to get some damage on it, and then my backline is actually pretty decent because, as you can see, Celebi actually resists all the moves of Registeel, which is very cool. As we see them going for a charge move again, that's going to be a Focus Blast because they were too fast. I can go for my Focus Blast now, and it's just going back and forth at this point of time. They're going to shield this one. Can I get to my Mon in time? We have to see. They are swapping out into their Medicham. Fine for me, because what I can actually do here is I can just farm this thing a little bit down again. And I don't really care too much about the damage from their charge moves, especially if they hit a Psychic here right now, which they do, into my Sableye. And now I have the energy back onto my Registeel while getting a lot of energy with my Sableye as well, which is an amazing scenario for me as they go for one Ice Punch. I am going to farm them all the way down. We see them going into the Registeel most likely again. We have to see. Yep, they go from the Registeel. I can go for one foul play here. Maybe I can even reach the second one. We have to see. We can reach the second one. They have to throw here. And I might be even able to farm this thing down now with Celebi. But they swap into their Sableye. I can go ahead, go for one very nice Zap Cannon here, which is going to put this thing very low. We will see that we can get to another move here, and at this point this game is over, as the opponent has to throw against our Registeel. Can still farm us down. I guess he can farm us down here, but yeah, Magical Leaf is also fine, but they just go ahead. KO as Sableye immediately, and they have to surrender now against our Celebi. Good game here. Next opponent has a very good lead for us, as we see the Ariados in the lead. We see a Sableye Say Swap against Sableye Say Swap. I just stay in, go for one Zapkin without shielding, and swap then into my own Sableye, as I always going to be able to realign my Pokemon in like this. And I'm also going to be able to even get a shield advantage sometimes. We see them now going for one charge move. Foul play comes through. Fine. I don't think I get a shield advantage in this kind of scenario, because I think they get to another one in time here before I can farm them all the way down. But in the scenario where they let the move go through against the Registeel, you easily can farm them down with your own Sableye without even risking a KO, which is very nice. But now I have energy, I can realign, I can go for one return against this Ariados. Let's see how much damage it's going to do. It's going to put them into the deep red health, which basically puts them into lock-on range, which is very nice. As we see the launch connecting, KOing us, and we see an Azumarill coming in. We have some lag here, but we can go for one Zap Cannon. And of course, you know what we have in the back. We have our Celebi in the back, which will be able to do some very nice job here. Even if they have Hydro Pump here, I can still survive it actually. And I can swap into my Celebi, farm up extra energy, and I should be able to easily win this game, as the Magical Leaf does the rest. They go for an Ice Beam. I shouldn't have shielded this, by the way. This was kind of a mistake. I'm going to farm up extra energy because I kind of want to have one move stored for the Ariados, which potentially can swap in, and they swap in right now. We can go for one charge move. We can KO this thing immediately, and we can also still survive one Ice Beam from the Azumarill at this range. Celebi is not that, it is frail, but it's not that frail. It's the same stats as the Mew, for example, or the Jirachi, which I showcased earlier. We see now the Galarian Stunfisk in the lead, very good for us as well actually. We can, what I usually do here, because our backline is also neutral, I go for one Focus Blast, hope that this hits, and then I just swap out into my Sableye. It doesn't hit, it's fine, we just still swap into our Sableye, as we can tank those moves. They actually bait me, I think. Yeah, always bait me when I shield and always not bait me if I don't shield. But we get out the Venusaur, which is a cool matchup for us. I think we're going to be able to get at least a shield or win this matchup over here, which is going to be nice. They go ahead, go for the Frenzy Blend. I can go for one foul play. Gonna put him into a range where I can go for another one, which either gets the shield or puts him into a lock-on range, I think. And I can now realign my Pokemon, which is very cool, as we see the opponent coming into a Stunfisk again. We go into our Celebi now, as Celebi can resist the Earthquake. We can let the move go through, and it's going to be the Rock Slide, of course, as this is neutral. And we can tank 2 of them, so I can let the next one go through as well. Rock Slide comes through. We can go for Seed Bombs here, of course. Seed Bomb does some decent damage. Of course, if we had Leaf Tornado, no, Leaf Storm, I think it is, it would be cooler. But like this, we can still go ahead, shield this move up, try to get to the Seed Bomb off, as this might put them into a farm down range, hopefully. We have to see. It definitely puts them into a low range. They go for another charge move. I tried to swap out, but we have to see. We can farm definitely down from this range with our Registeel, as they stay in, giving us extra energy, and now they surrender. So I wonder what they had in the bag. Something weak to Registeel, it seems like. We see an Altaria lead, which is amazing for us. We see a Registeel Say Swap, which is also fine for us. We can go ahead, go for one Focus Blast here. This Focus Blast is going to do some nice damage, and we can also swap onto their charge move, which is going to be also a Focus Blast against the Ghost. Not the best idea, and this was already enough for my opponent, so good game there. We see the next opponent having the Warren against us in the lead. Warren, of course, is a pretty decent matchup for us now. They're going to swap out immediately into their Medicham as they get greeted by our Sableye. Actually, this matchup was kind of funny, I think. This one goes for Ice Punch first, and I was like, yeah, okay, I can go for my charge move here. I should be able to realign easily, as we see here that's going through. They can go for a charge move here, easy Ice Punch, I survive. They go for Dynamic Punch, which definitely did more. Still not enough to like realign the Pokemon, but it came very close. So it's actually a difficult matchup sometimes for the for the Sableye to win against Medicham even. Medicham looks to be very overpowered sometimes. As we shield up the correct move against the Swampert, we see the Warren coming in. We can go for one move here, getting the first shield from the opponent, and we can go ahead and go for another one, getting most likely the second shield from the opponent. Or they just gonna let this move go through and go down. Who knows? We see the next opponent being a painful freak here. We can just go ahead and we see that we see a Skuntank in the lead. Also, we see a Say Swap of Sableye. Very decent for us, as we can go and see that we can go for one Zapkin again. Same play as always. We can now go into our Sableye, or we can realign. We're always going to be able to realign as this foul play comes through, and we're going to be able to get some nice damage on this Pokemon. We can let the first move go through. They're going to get to another one definitely in time, but we get the farm down here now. They get to the next one now. We can shield and we can realign our Pokemon. And also, always a cool thing here is Sableye with energy. There's basically nothing that really wants to come in, as well as this Skuntank doesn't really want to get in here. We go straight for the return, and this was definitely a good return for us, as we can just farm this thing down now. And never mind, we would have got to the charge move there, but the game decided against it. Still very good for me. Not definitely would have got the last shield from them. I'm gonna shield up this move because it could have been like a move that would have KO'd here, but we can go ahead and actually survive. Still one Flamethrower. This will KO the opponent with the fast move that went through, as we see a Gengar in the lead here. This is kind of horrible, to be honest. Gengar seems to be kind of core breaker, as we've seen in Azumarill as well. Maybe I should have stayed in actually against the Gengar, no thinking about it. But we can go for one return here, get the first shield. Against Gengar in general, you kind of want to get shields down so you can one-shot this thing, because the fast move damage plus the potential bait move there would be a little bit difficult to deal with sometimes. As we see the Azumarill going for a charge move here. They have Ice Beam only, which is very good for us. And we can go ahead, go for one Zap Cannon here, as this will do enough to KO it actually, as we see most likely the Gengar, never mind, is Scrafty coming back in here. And this is basically game over. Scrafty definitely is a core breaker for both of our Pokemon. They go for one foul play here. I have to hope the Psychic hits against the opposing Gengar, and it doesn't. So like this game kinda went wild, as we see the Shadow Punch coming through, which is nearly enough to KO us. They can go for moves against me here now. I actually should shield this one, I think, but it's a Shadow Punch as well. I guess I shall shield this one. I don't think it really that matter though. We can go for one Zap Cannon. We can try to KO this Pokemon and we will be able to KO this Gengar as we see the Scrafty coming in here, which sadly still gets to move. We have to shield this. It's only a Power Punch. I would have done this than the Shadow Punch, and I think I would have won actually if I shielded the Shadow Punch instead. But this is just me, as we see a Zoomer lead, we see a Sableye, Sayswap, and I hope there is not a Marowak in the back, because a Marowak is also Core Breaker for my lead and for my Celebi. We have to see though. We see a Zapcan coming through. They let this move go through, which is amazing for us. This is what we really want to see, because now we have still 2 shields advantage, and we can still do some nice damage against whatever comes in, which is most likely the Azumarill, I would say. We'll see. Yep. We can go for one big return here, as this going to do some nice damage. We had 100 energy. We have the most amount of energy possible. We can see that they're gonna let this move go through. They're going to throw already. That's kind of fast, to be honest. I'm going to shield this move up. Why did I do this? I actually don't know. We see that... okay, now I understand. We see that they have a Talonflame in the back, which is still not good for us. But the reason why I overfarmed that much was because I was scared about the Marowak in the back that was potentially there, as we can still get to a Focus Blast here. They don't know that's only a Focus Blast, and they're going to shield this move up here. We can go for the return. I clicked on the return. They win CMP, of course. This return should do enough against this Talonflame to KO it, hopefully. We will see, and it does not do enough, but they stay in. I can just farm them down. Thanks for this. And they just surrender. That's going to be it for the video. Thanks all for watching. See you next video. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.